What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Starport with Sveth Lane here, guys. Tonight, we are going to be talking about some very special stuff about Starfield before the new expansion launches, Shattered Space. There have been several content bits added here and there, big updates, small updates done by Bethesda to kind of elevate the game since launch. It was a little bit of a lackluster launch. We all know this. So let's get right into the things that are going to be changing. Hey, Future Sveth here. I wanted to let you guys know that while I was recording this video on my stream, my computer had a little bit of a meltdown, so there's a lot of footage I didn't get to include originally that I wanted to be in this video. So you are going to see me interspersed during this video with some gameplay footage and voice overlay that might look a little bit out of place, but I just wanted to let you guys know why. Now, first off, guys, I want to talk about the initial and the biggest update, and this is going to be our creations update. Now you can see here, I hope that you can read this as well as I can. If not, we're going to hit the hot spots here, guys. Creations are here. This is the changelog for the creations update. Now, if you're not familiar with what Bethesda has been doing, they have added the creation club essentially from Skyrim and Fallout 4 into Starfield with a new creation kit, which is going to it's put modding capabilities back into Starfield. So now people are going to be able to make mods more easily. However, that also brings with it, as you can see, the creation menu. So those are going to be the paid mods and the free mods that you are used to seeing by this point in Fallout 4 and in Skyrim. They are putting more missions in there. They are putting expansions. They are putting assets, new skins for guns, new homes, all kinds of stuff in there that you can buy. But that is the biggest thing right off the rip. It's a humongous set of content and the tools to make even more content. We're talking a little bit more about the creations menu inside of Starfield right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on creations here. As this loads, you will notice that it is extremely similar to what you're going to find, like I said, on Fallout 4 or on Skyrim. Now you can see right here up at top, we have Shattered Space is obviously the #1 featured item here, but you're also going to see a variety of different things like overhauls to gear, just the normal things that you would expect from a mod menu. Starborn Among Us. Okay, sussy. Anyways, so you're going to go through here and you'll see a verified creators list, people that have worked directly with Bethesda to make paid mods for the game that does everything from giving you new armor to, you'll see down here, weapon skins, things from Bethesda, which I do want to point out a couple of these while we're here. You'll see that a lot of these have the Bethesda sort of symbol by the corner here, and that shows that they are made by Bethesda Game Studios. The verified creators are going to have this blue check mark next to their name, so you can easily tell who makes what. That is completely up to you whether you find that useful or not. For me personally, not so much, except for the ones that are made by Bethesda, because you'll know that they are lore friendly, and that's a big component of what I like to see. The mods that I have installed right now, you're going to see those under my library here. There's just a few things that I have. I don't like putting too much into the game right now because they're still adding content to it after Bethesda finishes their sort of roadmap for Starfield. I'm going to be digging a lot more into modded runs for it if we have fun with this on stream. But just to give you an idea, we do have the Trackers Alliance mission. We have these are free skins that Bethesda has included. The Starborn Gravis suit, also free. There's an observatory building, and then you'll see I have the unofficial Starfield patch and a patch to improve my follower behavior. That's really all there is to it. It's what you know and love, so we'll continue on. Secondly, we have Trackers Alliance missions available. Now, the first of these Trackers Alliance missions are available for free. There is a second one that is a paid mission on the Creations Club, but this is a new faction that they are kind of a bounty hunting faction. So this is going to send you out against pretty deadly bounty targets. We're going to hunt them down. I don't know exactly what all that entails, but as you can see, the first mission, the Starjacker, will have you in contact with a mysterious tracker located in settlements throughout the settled systems. For there, let the hunts begin. Thirdly, bounty scanning and mission boards. So we're going to have miscellaneous bounty targets as well, and mission boards, very similar to what Skyrim has right now with the poster boards that are up on the ends in Skyrim. And then they did an update to the melee weapons. So there are new tiers of melee weapons, making them better. And now you can also modify your melee weapons. So basically they said, melee weapons, not good enough. We've got too many guns. Let's make melee a viable build, basically. So now we have full weapon support for melee weapons. All right, now that is the biggest part of the update. There are two things I want to go through post that. Number one is the August update. We had an August update last month. Now, this covered a few things that I think were vastly overdue in the game. Now you can select your frame rate on PC. Why could we not do this before? I do not know, but now we can choose between 30, 40, 60, or an uncapped frame rate on variable rate displays. I think that's what VRR stands for. If you do not have one running 120 Hertz, you will still be able to select 30 or 60. Also gives us visuals and performance modes on those higher frame rate things, so the game will kind of adjust itself to perform a little bit better based on what we want at higher frame rates. Also very important, VSync. You can now toggle VSync off or on. This is another very basic graphics option. I do not know why it was not in Starfield at launch, but it is there now. The September beta update. This was released on the 18th of this month, very, very recently. This is adding a few really cool things. What this is doing, I believe, is setting up for bigger mod support and just sort of putting some stuff in there that's real quality of life stuff that makes a lot of sense. So they have their general performance and stability improvements. They also resolved an issue that limited the number of loaded creations to 255. Now, as you know, there's a hard limit to how many mods that you can put onto a game with Bethesda. There are certain files in the Bethesda engine that read as basically item slots, right? File slots that can have something in them as additional items. Dark Souls has that. All Bethesda games have it. It's pretty common. This was an issue that limited those. So this is expanding that, letting you add more mods and different things like that. Lighting changes and enhancements, visual improvements, and bug fixes for weapon models. We've got better player head tracking when you exit dialogue, so your camera won't freak out. The player's camera should no longer be jostled while jumping, so a little bit smoother camera stuff. Now, here's the good stuff. Robots and turrets will now take damage from electromagnetic weapons, excuse me. That's really, really good stuff. There's some crafting stuff that got fixed and some various other things. But those are the big updates that Bethesda have released up to this point, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the Rev 8 land vehicle. You can see it here. I've got mine painted green. It is customizable. This was a pretty recent addition to the game as well, and I think this makes exploring the overworld a lot less tedious. It adds a little bit of life into the game. Just makes it feel like you're not running everywhere, obviously. That's what it's about. So let's hop in here. I'll show you a little bit about how it works and how to get it. It kind of controls like a Halo Warthog. On mouse and keyboard, you can control it with the mouse camera movement or by using your WASD controls here. Mouse is a lot easier because it also has a gun. All right, so you can shoot animals out in the wilderness and not have to worry about them mauling you immediately. And you're thinking, well, that's all fine and good, Sveth, but you're inside of a walled facility. So fear not, my friends, because we have a solution for that. The Rev 8 has jump jets that use the same boost meter as the forward thrust jets, and my game is jogging just a little bit there. My performance is still not perfect while I'm recording. This is a very resource-intensive game, but as you can see, this thing can get around. You can get some insane air, especially on planets that have low gravity, and all in all, it's just a wonderful addition to the game, like I said. To get one of these bad boys, you are going to go over to the ship technician, where you would buy or upgrade your starship. So you're going to run in here, find your ship services technician, and you're going to talk to him like you would to edit your ship. Now, if you don't have a Rev 8 yet, when you go into this menu, I think there is an option that lets you procure a vehicle for the first time. Right now, mine just says I'd like to view my vehicles, but you're going to go in here and purchase a Rev 8. They are 25,000 credits, I believe, so it's a little bit of money. You won't be able to get one just when you start off, but 25K, it's pretty easy to get if you know where to look, a couple of good places to look, or do some missions. But once you have one, obviously, you can take a look at it. You can go in here, and they have some pretty robust options for selecting your color. Obviously, mine is a little bit more on the pastel side, but you can make yours neon. You can make it very shiny, whatever you want. I just like mine to have a nice little pastel green and purple back there. And then it has a little bit of yellow under the chassis. So that is the Rev 8. I think it's a great addition to Starfield. And here is another phenomenal addition that people had been begging for since the game launched. If you press M, you know what it does. It takes you to your planet view. Now, normally this is all you would get in order to find where you kind of were and what you were doing, but now we have a new option here called Surface Map. So it's on the G key for the keyboard, but you can just click it too or select it on console. This gives you a fully 3D aerial view of the area that you're in. Now, right now, I am in Aquila City, so as you can see, we have a full little 3D model here. I can set waypoints. Oops, didn't mean to do that. You can set waypoints. You can spin to see from different angles here. You're going to notice that every shop now has a little marker on it. And if I want to, I can fast travel to any of those locations. So this almost completely removes all the tedium from traveling in Starfield cities. The other thing that the surface map does for you is it gives you a readout of just the general area around you, like the square, the explorable area. If you get to the edge of the square, it's going to tell you can't go any farther and to land at another location, which honestly I think should be fixed still, since technically it is all one big open area. Bethesda just doesn't want you to go there. But anyways, this allows you to register the little zones, that the little side areas outside of the city that you might want to visit. Now, coming off of the surface map conversation, I have now landed here in the middle of somewhere on Aquila, and, well, there's an alien riding around out there. But let me try the same thing out here, and we will see. Yes, as you can see, the surface map actually applies to anywhere that you land on a planet. I think this is super useful in finding zones that you might want to explore. I don't know, this kind of looks like a cave or a natural formation. I would assume when I got closer, it would pop up with a little fast travel icon there. But you can see everywhere you want to go, you can press and add waypoints. Generally, just an extremely useful addition to the Starfield map system. Anyways, that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble a little bit about the additions that were put in Starfield since launch. I think it's in a lot better place than it was, and we're just going to have to see if Shattered Space is going to have the juice that it needs to put it back on the map. So until next time, guys, I am Sveth, and I thank you for visiting my spaceport. Drop a sub if you enjoyed. We're going to be playing more Starfield very soon. See you later.